Alive. Now, this is a weird thing. I was testing new live software, and for the last hour and now 20 minutes, we've been frozen in a test mode where it's streaming from my phone through Restream onto all the social media, and yet it was killed on our end. I killed it 50 times, but it would not die. It kept showing up again and again. And finally, through Restream's help desk, I was able to delete the app on my mobile phone, and it just goes to show us, me, you, how difficult technology is. Now, I'm a technologist. I'm in the cutting edge, the forefront of any news technology that comes out. AppSumo. I bought probably 300 pieces of software. I've been buying AI writing software for 2 years. I own every single one. So I love tech. If I can get screwed up and stumped, which happens often actually, and that's the reality, then what happens to the non-techie person? This is what I talk about often, is that even when they update the phone and it goes through a major update, for a day or two, it's massive frustration for me. And we're handling right now 70 customers with our LinkedIn Done For You program, and we're helping thought leaders, C-suite owners, founders, executives, sales team managers, with their LinkedIn, creating their brand and content and producing videos. So there are some pieces of tech in there, and I understand how challenging it is. So we break down everything into its most simplest steps. We have a philosophy that is, we need to be able, when we bring someone on board, to figure out what it takes to get them a small win, and then another small win, and another small win. So it's not necessarily about our agenda as an organization. Our agenda as an organization is simple. Our agenda is to make sure our clients get great results. And what happens a lot of times as an agency is you get stuck in your process, what you would like to happen, in the order you would like to see it, but it's not necessarily going to produce a quick win for a customer. So this is the two sides of the coin. How do you run your organization so you can have systems and processes? And on the other hand, how do you make it so as soon as a client comes in, there's targets for wins, quick wins? And so what I wanted to share with you today is our process. Now, we are a LinkedIn agency. We're running 70 clients' accounts. We've been doing it for over a couple years. We've helped our clients get over 320 million views on LinkedIn, and it's really working well. We're helping clients. We have trained VA sales assistants that are in helping them with their emails and setting appointments. So we have support and service as more activity grows. We're helping our clients because we have a Done For You writing program. We're helping them write their content that not only gets distributed on LinkedIn, but on email and also as blog posts and LinkedIn newsletters. We're doing a Done For You solution with that. We are absolutely committed to one of the most powerful pieces of marketing, digital marketing, and that's a lead magnet. That is a PDF that's short, punchy, and powerful, that adds high value to our clients' potential customers. And so creating a lead magnet for us is easy. I've been doing digital marketing since 2005. For creating a lead magnet for our customers, not so easy. So we have a Done For You program, not only helping them write this the 5 biggest mistakes that blank is making so that this is happening. That's kind of the format, 5 big mistakes. Not only helping them write this, but also doing the graphic design so they have a beautiful document to give out. When they're on a podcast and someone says, well, how do we get in touch with you? What's the best step? Oh, I've got a great lead magnet or PDF that I have available. That's the link to go get it. So you use this everywhere. If you're on TV and someone says, how do we find out more? You just send them to the lead magnet. Everything that happens from now, when people are asking how do they find more, should always now go directed to the lead magnet, not to your website. Your website's not going to do anything. It's a digital brochure. It's not going to produce the next activity when you have new people checking you out. When you have new people checking you out, however the means, whether it's from LinkedIn, from Facebook, you're doing posts and blogs or podcasts, or paying for direct mail, or you get on TV, it doesn't matter. These are all different channels. These people, when they want to pursue you and find out more, you can't take them to a dead end splash. You ever see the birds that fly into your glass windows? They just go shh, bam, and they just drop, and that's it. No, I haven't seen any of them die, but they get knocked out and then they flutter away. So if you're on, I call it the Oprah effect. If you're lucky enough to get invited on Oprah, and you do a great job, then what happens is you have 5 million or 10 million viewers on Oprah, and they love you. What are you going to do? Send them to your website. The website is not going to do the job. It's this. Bam. Because it's dead on arrival. You need a place where that traffic can come and they can willingly give their email to you because you're giving something of high value. Then the Oprah effect is, if 5 million people see you, you might build your email list by 100 or 200,000 people. Now, if you do that, I can promise you, game over. You've got a multi-million-dollar business. But if you go on Oprah and they go right to your website, bam, and you maybe get, instead of 100,000 people opting in with their email, you get 500. They magically somehow figured out how to get in touch with you. You've wasted the greatest opportunity in a lifetime. Now, every day is a great opportunity for us as business owners and trying to grow our business, because every day people should be finding out about us. And when they find out about us, do you want this? Bam. Or do you want to embrace them, give them something of high value, and then nurture them? The answer is obvious. So what we've done is we've taken the next step with our agency, and now we are building out a full CRM marketing automation experience for our clients, because the vast majority of our clients, they just have this. Boom. They don't have a way to create a landing page where they can cleverly give out the lead magnet. Now, it's not automatic. When people come to a landing page, then you have to worry about, when they get there, how many people are going to see the value and opt in. So a terrible opt-in number is 5 or 10%. A great opt-in number is over 30%. A very good opt-in number is anything probably from 15 to 25%. And the value of having that page is that not only are you able to continually optimize it, split test it, have different variations to get better and better, but you can also, as you're giving out your information in all these other channels, you can give out that information with UTM codes, so when people come there and they come in, you can measure the effectiveness of everything that you're doing. Now, social media companies don't like to be held to a high standard of return on investment. They have no problem charging you $2,000 a month, but they say it's tough to measure social media. And in one aspect, it really is. But another aspect, it isn't, because if they're utilizing your social media, then there's some call to action should be there, and they should be using a proprietary UTM code just for them, which would mean that anyone that came from their activities onto the landing page to opt in would be coded as them. And every month you could see, I spent $2,000, my brand increased, that you can't measure that, that's soft ROI, and I ended up with 25 opt-ins of potential customers. And then you could also, as time went on, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, you could find out where your customers are coming from, because you have the data of where they came, which channels. And this is really the next step in marketing, and it seems very difficult. And it's a pain in the ass, quite frankly, unless you actually have someone that knows what they're doing. They set this up for you. So the other thing that we're looking to do as an organization is we're done for you. My entire career, going back to 1987, when I started in the stock market, I always dealt with C-suite, business owners, executives, and entrepreneur owners. So our most scarce commodity is time. And so there are a lot of people that want to learn things and do it themselves. That's not my customer. My customer is someone that's like, that makes a ton of sense. I want that shit done for me. And then we do it. We know how to protect our customers' time. We want them learning the bare minimum, enough to be effective. And then we build services around them to be done for them, even to the extent, as I mentioned, we have VAs now that are trained that will do things for them. Like, for instance, if you have 1,000 people in your CRM, or 5,000 or 10,000, and you think of, oh, you know what, I have 4 or 5 emails that I would love to send out, and then invite people to a webinar that I'm doing or a live event, teach them, and then offer them a 6-week program. That's a very good solution for someone that's in, the consulting and coaching and leadership world. That's a very good solution. So we just want our clients to say, hey, here's the Google Doc with the emails, make it happen. And guess what? We do. That's easier than someone on your team trying to figure it out and do a half-baked job because it's not their core competency. So we have launched into the building of CRMs. It goes back to my whole career is coming full circle because I got out of that business. In 2005, I started in CRMs, and then I built a company with John Asseroff, and we had a NeuroGym that he has now, and it was a wild success. And so I ended up through Infusionsoft in 2012, top 4 to 400 companies in the world is Infusionsoft's Internet Market of the Year. And it was kind of laughable because I ended up getting a chance to speak in front of 1,500 people to kind of win the top 4 to top 1. First time speaking in front of 1,500 people. That's a whole nother story. In any case, that was my bag. And then, long story, I got bought out. I went to online education. And then now, over the last 3 months, we've now moved back into being able to build out these CRMs. Now, what is the CRM going to do? What is it going to do for you? So let me pull up a list. I put a list together. And it is my belief that automation without implementation is almost a zero. And I don't know if you get that or not, but what I just said was automation without implementation is almost a zero. So you can have a platform that can do a lot, but if you aren't implementing, then you got a platform that does a lot with not doing a lot, if that makes sense. So let me share my screen. And then I'm going to go over something very exciting because I'm going to actually go through, we use ClickUp as a project management software. I'm going to show you how we frame out the management of how to bring our clients on and onboard them with the CRM. And I think you'll be fascinated by what it takes. So right now, we're closing out our beta. And we've got 2 slots open for our beta. I wanted to start with 10 customers. And why is it in beta? Because the onboarding is not built. Believe me, we know what we're doing in terms of building out the automation and the implementation and all the strategies and tactics. I've been doing this for coming on 20 years. That's not the issue. The issue is when you see the complexity of what it can do, the platform, and then how do you craft an experience when a client says yes, then we get them small wins and get them using the platform right away in a way where like, oh, yes, 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 yes. That's why it's in beta. So if there's a thing over here, you can book an appointment, and if you're interested, it's an outrageous offer right now in beta. It's going to be a $5,000 setup. It's at $1,000 right now, and there's just a couple more slots open for that. And then it's going to raise. It's going to go from 1,000 to 2,000. We're getting better. I'll show you. I wanted to show you what we're doing in the ClickUp. And it's going to go from 2 to 4 and then 5. So everyone knows when they come in, it's a little clunky coming in. because we're figuring out how do we get better at onboarding. Is there's only one way to get better, and that is actually the experience of working with customers and understanding from their perspective what's working and what's not. You always have to reverse engineer what is the perspective of the customer, because we have so much up here. We're I think, what is the word? Unconsciously conscious. We know everything. So we think it's easy. We're using words that people never even heard of. Maybe you never even heard of a lead magnet. So if I'm using lead magnet all over the place, you're like, what the hell is that? So this challenge of optimizing onboard is really, accelerated by, one, getting some people in beta, telling me it's going to be a little clunky, but understanding from their perspective what's working, what's not. So every call we always start with, okay, from the last session, what's working, what's not? Where are you? What's stuck? What don't you understand? Great. We're mixing and matching and putting things in different orders to make sure we just get better and better. So let me share my screen. Entire screen number 2. There we go. Okay. And let me put myself on the side over here so I can get this a little bigger. Is that going to do the trick? I think that will do the trick for now. And you can see behind, I'm going to take you through the project management software. And maybe I can make this bigger, because most people are like, what do I need a CRM for, and what can it do? Here's the number one thing it can do is simplify your life. Number one. Right now, if you're like most people, you're using a lot of different technology and software. So you might be using Outlook, or you might be using Google, or you might even be using Yahoo. And then you have a calendar software, so a Calendly or Acuity or something else. And then, of course, you probably have some way to send, marketing emails. And maybe it's MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. And then you have some website pages, and you could be using WordPress, or you could be using ClickFunnels or something like that. Then you also probably have, something stitching all those together, like they need to talk to each other, like Zapier or something like that. So you end up with a big problem in business, which is multiple databases holding all different information, and even Einstein would have a problem with that. So however you're experiencing it now, know that it's not your fault. That's a key marketing phrase. It's not your fault. Because even Einstein would have challenge if he had data in one notebook and data in another notebook and data in another notebook, and was trying to run experiments and figure out where the notebooks were. So first thing is simplification. Simplification happens by having all the data in one database. That's what a CRM is. It's a database. So you want to have all your information. You want to have your leads, your prospects, your clients. You want to have all your notes on every conversation for everyone. You want to automatically have this happen when people are opening emails or responding to emails. You want to be able to communicate them via multiple channels today. The old way was by email, but you want to be able to call them through the system. You want to be able to text message them through the system, email them. Some people are on Facebook Messenger. Some people are spending money on Facebook ads, and then the people fill out a lead ad, and then you get alerted, and you're going to try to sell that person. You spent, $30 on a click, or maybe even more on an opt-in to that form, and then you got one shot to turn them into a lead or prospect. But if you only have one shot, that's weak. But if you can simultaneously bring them into your CRM and set up a 10 email sequence that is going to communicate with them in both channels, which is the Facebook Messenger channel and by email, and you're going to add value along the way, you will nurture those people. So you'll scoop up the people you're going to scoop up. But if you paid for 10 people on an ad to fill out the form, and you're only going to get one, what happens to the 9? Well, imagine being able to have the 9. Well, let's say 3 or 4 of them will never do anything, but the other ones to nurture and then build your list. This is what it's all about. It takes no time, because it's all automated, but it needs to be implemented to be automated. So these are some of the things. And, also from a sales perspective, most of my clients, all of my clients need to get on a telephone call or a Zoom meeting to make the sale. We're service-based, where they're selling software that's a service. There's a onboard, there's a sales cycle that includes, usually walking through the software. Service-based, leadership, B2B, B2C. Most all of those things require you to get on a Zoom. And so if that's the case, the lifetime value of that customer is multiple thousands to multiple millions. So you don't want to let even one of those ideal prospects that are somewhere in the system slip through. That's a disaster. Now, there's a great company that came out called Pipedrive, a half a dozen years ago, and they've done well. Basically, they took a Trello board and they basically said, okay, here's a lead, and then this is the first meeting, the second meeting, the close one, close two, you won or you lost. It's a dashboard, like a Trello board, and you can just move people along, and it's good. Visually, you need to do that because you got to see your pipelines, where they're worth, and the value of them. A lot of enterprise companies are measuring next quarter based on the value of their pipeline. They have the salespeople in a very strict directive in terms of, and the probabilities of what stage and the value of each sale. That's how you can predict your future revenue. Now, for small businesses, we don't usually do that. But what we can do is use the same strategy, the pipeline, and that visual is crucial for a small business. The smaller you are, the more important it is, but you can't afford to lose anyone in the cracks. So this is also built into the system. And, once again, you can figure out all this stuff for yourself. Or you can just say, you know what, I want the strategy. I'll do the strategy meetings. You do it. Automation is nothing without implementation. So let's go through some of these things. So I'll just tell you what's capable so you can see. And then you're going to be surprised to see, this is the feature set, but how do we onboard? Because we want wins for the customer. So I'm just going to highlight two-way text and email conversations, Google My Business. So if you're doing anything on local, you should be on Google. And that's where you should be because everyone's on Google. So this has the capability to put you out into 200 most important directories and then also make sure that your Google business is optimized. And then it also basically has, when people are going to do a review, a Google review, usually we're begging for them. And this has an automated system and a process where if you did a good job for somebody, then you can set up an automation where you're going to nicely ask them to click this and leave a Google review. Google reviews matter. And so wouldn't you like it automated to do the work for you? Web chat. Web chat means on your website and on your landing pages is a button below that says questions here. When they click it, they put their information, and guess what? It goes into the one database. A lot of people have web chat. Web chat goes to some other database, and then you're rushing over there to have that conversation. But your email's over here. I got to set an appointment. I got another system for appointment. No, the end. Cut that. Okay, I want that. Boom. Dead on arrival. Don't do that. Because now technology's changed. You can have one system that's going to do it all. So web chat. And then when someone cold from around the world puts some information in, automatically they come in as a lead. And then you can automate the follow-up. So it's, once again, automation. Reputation management. That was the links for the Google reviews. Google callback tracking. So you can also have that optimized. Facebook Messenger we spoke about before. Here's one. We have the ability to get business telephone numbers for each of your sales reps and your executives. And when someone calls and their call is missed, the system automatically texts them back and say, hey, we're sorry we couldn't connect with you live. What can I help you with? And now people love text. So they text back. And then you can text back. So you did miss the call, but the texting capability is built in. You can also do text to pay if you so desire. You also can do, this is the professional series, but websites. So if you've got a WordPress site that's simple, not like a 50 or 100 page or 200 page site, but you've got like a normal website, which is about services, products, blog, testimonials, a dozen different tabs and pages, then let's take it off the WordPress. It doesn't need it. It's complicated. We can build it right in the system. And then every time someone lands, that's a lead or a prospect on any of those pages, guess what? In their contact, where it says lead, it shows you every time they're landing on your pages. Now you have intelligence. So that's pretty cool. The CRM, Customer Relationship Management, it's called. That's what I mentioned. You get the dashboard to see every lead, prospect, client, every conversation, every appointment booked, every communication. If they call up the number and they leave a message, it's in the notes. You push a button, you can hear the message. If your salespeople are utilizing the telephone and they're calling prospects, guess what? That call is then in the notes of that prospect. So as a manager or an owner, if you do have some salespeople, put them on the system, and then you easily review what's going on and what's transpiring. You can see what are the sales that didn't work out, what that communication was about, what are the sales that did work out. So super powerful. As I mentioned, get rid of calendaring. Boom. No more third party needed. This has a booking system that integrates with Outlook and your calendar. So we use as an organization Google. We have Google Workplace. We've got 52 people, and we have Google Calendar, Google Folders, Files, and Google Mail. So I still use Google from a one-on-one perspective. And the appointment on Google is actually synced with the system, so there's no overlap. So if something gets booked automatically, I think I last measured on my book appointment, my email signature, in the last 14 months, there were 682 appointments booked. Some huge number. So once again, automation is working for you, and there's no double booking because when they go to push it, to book it, it's integrated and it knows. And then the beautiful thing about it is when somebody books an appointment, we have a sequence that is producing like 90% show-up rates because we thank them immediately, and then we actually send an email 3 days before. We send them a PDF of add value. We remind them the day before, the morning of, and then 15 minutes before. So automation is crucial, but automation without implementation, tough. Opportunities. This is what I spoke about your dashboard of where all of your sales are. That's the opportunities. Email marketing. So email marketing is different from one-on-one communication through email because this is actually creating series of emails that you can use to nurture. Now, if you don't nurture an email list, it goes dead. If you add value, it increases the value of the email list. If you don't, it diminishes. So the number one rule that I heard, and I think it was from maybe Frank Kern or one of the great digital marketers, or maybe Alex Mendozian, or I can't remember, but basically the rule is the person that emails the most makes the most money. And it makes sense. That doesn't mean keep hammering them with offers, but add value. You create an engaged list. The ones that want off are off. Get them off. But your tribe wants to hear from you. So this automates the entire process. You can, when they opt in to get the ebook, it's automated. They automatically get an email. Then the next day it's thank you. Here's another training. And the next day it's a thank you. Here's another training. 2 days later, another piece of information. And by the way, on the 5th day, thank you for them for downloading the ebook. Did they enjoy it? Did they want to jump on a quick Zoom to explore the framework in person? That's cool. No one's going to be upset with that. They add value. Now, if someone doesn't want emails, screw them. They're not going to be an ideal customer. So let them get off and unsubscribe. But the other ones are like, they came because they wanted something you deliver plus, and invite them. If they don't take the invitation, that's fine because then they go into a long-term nurture where 1 or 2 emails a week for the next 52 weeks, once again, add value. 3 or 4 emails of value. Hey, by the way, I'm doing a live training. You might want to join. 3 or 4 emails of value. By the way, you want to jump on a Zoom. I'm doing, 3 consulting meetings this week. 3 or 4 pieces of value. By the way, I'm going to be doing a live stream. Here's the invite. I'd love to see you on. You can ask me some questions. That's how it works. Once again, automation works for you. It's the implementation that needs to be done. So that's what email marketing is all about. Workflows. So I'm not going to get into this one because this is all of the engines that you can build. You can build an engine when they go to an order page. If they jump off the order page, that's called abandoned cart. So those people are high value. They went to your order page. Automatically, you can send them 3 or 4 more emails with maybe an incentive. So there's so many different workflows and automations and funnel pages. This is like click funnels. You can build landing pages and thank you pages and upsell pages and cross-sell pages, thank you pages for booking an appointment, video training series. It's basically unlimited. Triggers we won't go into. And then just to give you some more information, you can also build simple membership and coursework. So if you're on Kajabi, fine, Kajabi's fine because you have your courses there. But as a marketing platform, it's weak. It's good from an LMS perspective, like Coursera or Thinkific. They do one thing better than another. But what about having a super powerful digital marketing platform and a CRM with everything built in, and then also having the membership and the coursework there? So get it? One data point for everybody. So when people are buying your course, it's on their contact record. You can upsell and cross them automatically. You can figure out who's logging in and who's not. So that's super cool. Any type of surveys. Surveys are big. You can use intelligence surveys. If they fill this information in for this question, then don't just give them this one, give them that one. So that's all available. SMS and email templates. You can do social planning through there, invoices, and blogs. So that's a lot. So what I want to do now is basically see if we've got any comments. Then I'm going to go through this. This is the next really big thing. So data is crucial. Yes, thank you, Adam. Stan, knowing your ideal customer is. Yes, CRMs. Paul, yes. David, I'm trying to see if we've got any specific questions. Roger that. Yeah, so we've got some great comments. I appreciate everyone on the comment side. And then if you're watching the replay, which gets a lot more views than the live stream, everything is still up for you. To the extent that people are live and they're going to message me because they want to book an appointment and figure out about the last couple of slots. If you're watching this on the replay, do the same thing. LinkedIn, you can hit me on message. You can up here, there's an appointment. Oh, it's over there now. You can book an appointment. You can go to my cloutselling.com, book an appointment there. There's a million ways. Anyway, so let's get in and let me take a breath. I love this brand. Life is good. A little sip of coffee. Now we're going to shift gears. That's what you do from a video perspective when you're shifting gears and like you can put a cut there. So we're shifting gears now to talk about ClickUp, which is an awesome software. High up there for ClickUp, a little promotion for ClickUp. It is a project management software, and I've been in probably 10 of them over the last 20 years, and basically they all suck. Sorry, ClickUp, but not against you. They all suck. Now, why does a project management software suck? It's because we're humans, and humans don't integrate with databases very well. So if they change something on the phone, we spoke about this, if it's a big update for a day or two, I'm frustrated. Well, a database is great for database programmers. All these tables with all these fields in the table, and they're all connected. So if you ask this, we'll be able to pull up this, and it's like this big query system of crazy tables being all connected. So at the end of the day, no matter what you do or what you say, we are operating with a database. Now, what do they call it? There's only so many different ways you can dress up a pig. You can put on a hat and mustache, and you can put on a dress, but underneath those clothes is still a pig. So underneath these project management softwares, they're still databases. So you might know of a big database company because they're doing a lot of advertising called Monday.com. So the reason why Monday.com did so well, is doing so well, is because they rebranded. And they figured out the old way. It was a big challenge for them because people weren't using that thing because it was very difficult. So they rebranded to Monday.com. Beautiful name, colors and this and that. And they simplified the process because us humans, we can't and don't like to deal with databases. Now, if you're an enterprise solution company and you have project management with certifications that are experts in databases and using Gantt and all this other timelines and assigning tasks and overdue and resource allocations, that sounds like a lot. That's a different story because that's your job. You get certified. So you're the point person running that shit. But for me and for my organization and for probably many of the people out there listening and watching this, we don't have that. And so it's up to our executive team and or employees to utilize the software. Now, what I'll tell you is if you don't get adoption, if you don't get your employees adopting to the project management software, you got nothing. You got a pile of dump, like a big manure pile from a cow. Is that I guess those gases are killing our stratosphere or whatever. What are you going to do with a pile of dump? You can use it as fertilizer, and that's what happens with most project management systems. You buy them, you pay for them, and then they turn into fertilizer. So here is the thing. And I'm going to accelerate this because I've got another call coming up. One, you have to have user adoption because if the people in your company aren't using it, bad data in, bad data out. That's number one. Number two, are you going to use it just for your company internally, or are you going to use it internally and also have your clients experience it well as well? I would suggest don't do that because as much as we practice in the project management software as an organization, we are practicing. To invite a customer into project management software, problematic. So use it internally to help optimize what you're delivering and to track. So what we're looking at right now is a short list of clients on the left, and this is our status of where we are with the onboarding. So onboarding 4, onboarding 3, this first column, onboarding 2, onboarding 1. So when clients come in, I've got a dashboard, and whether it's 20 clients or 50, I can quickly go up and down the dashboard and see, okay, I've got people stuck in different onboarding meetings. Then the second column here is milestones, where they currently are. And you can see they're at 3, opportunities in sales pipeline, opportunities in sales pipeline. So we can see booking page and calendar links. You can see where people are at. This is the start date. This is the due date. We want to have people on board in 30 days. So if it's past 30 days, we need to be alerted. These are the milestones completed. Now, we have these milestones pegged to outcomes for the client, meaning that if they hit outcome milestone 1, they're going to be able to do something in the platform. 2, do more. 3, do more. So from their perspective, it's all about wins for them. And we've got 7 different milestones. And so what I did was create this milestones completed and milestones needed. Now the trick here is that we think it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if a client comes to us with a big need and says, look, I'm doing a big promotion on Facebook. My landing page where I have it sucks. I have no automation and the data is all over the place. I need you first to give me a lead magnet, build that and a landing page and build the sequence in the platform so we can deliver and just create a prospect wow experience. Then we go right after number 7, landing page, opt-in, and thank you page. So this is a small view of the top of the dashboard of how we operate and manage with our customers. I'm going to do a continuation on this series because what I want to then do is break down all the steps underneath this. So this is top line, and underneath every one of these are many, many steps, once again, internally that we have to check off. So Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. If you're interested in learning more about what we're doing with the CRM and the build out, then I would suggest you quickly get in touch with me, because we will be going and ending beta 1 and going to beta 2. So let me know. Appreciate you. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you.